Hey there, friend. I'm glad you're here today. I have a question for you. When was the last time you hit the pause button? Really stopped for a moment, took a deep breath, and allowed yourself to reset? Life can get noisy, can't it? Between work, family, and the constant stream of notifications, our minds rarely find rest. But what if I told you that in just 5 simple steps, you could transform your entire day? Today, we're talking about how to meditate and invite peace into your life. No fancy techniques, no complicated routines, just practical, heart-centered habits grounded in faith and a little bit of grace. So, grab a cup of coffee or tea, find a quiet spot, and let's walk this path together. Breathe with purpose. Let's start with something simple. Breathing. I know, it sounds too basic, right? But stay with me. The Bible tells us in Job 33:4, "The Spirit of God has made me, and the breath of the Almighty gives me life." Breathing isn't just a bodily function, it's a reminder that each inhale is a gift, and every exhale is a release of what we don't need to carry anymore. Here's what I want you to try. When the world feels like it's spinning too fast, take 60 seconds. Close your eyes, and with every breath in, say quietly to yourself, "God is with me." And with every breath out, whisper, "I am not alone." It's amazing how something so small can shift your entire mindset. You're not just filling your lungs, you're filling your heart with truth. Gratitude in the little things. Now that we've taken a breath, let's talk about gratitude. It's easy to thank God when life feels good, when promotions come through, the kids are healthy and the sun is shining. But what about the ordinary days? Philippians 4:6 says, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition with thanksgiving, present your requests to God." You see, gratitude isn't just a response to blessings, it's a daily practice, a posture of the heart. Cut to the host, flipping open their journal. Here's what I do, and I invite you to try it. Every morning before I reach for my phone, I write down 3 things I'm grateful for. They don't have to be grand. Sometimes it's as simple as the smell of coffee or the sound of laughter in the house. There was one morning I wrote, "I'm grateful I found my keys." On the 3rd try, but something shifts when you start your day with gratitude. It sets the tone for how you see the world. Suddenly, the small frustrations feel smaller and the blessings feel bigger. Try it tomorrow morning. Before the rush starts, take a moment and jot down 3 things. And if you can't think of anything, start with this. I'm grateful for this breath. Quiet the noise. You know, sometimes the loudest noise isn't around us, it's inside us. Our minds can feel like a crowded room full of worries, to-do lists, and memories playing on repeat. But here's the thing. God often speaks in the quiet. Remember 1 Kings 19:12? When Elijah was searching for God, he didn't show up in the wind or the fire. Instead, Elijah heard him in a gentle whisper. Cut to a peaceful shot of trees swaying in the wind. So how do we quiet the noise? It doesn't mean escaping to a cabin in the woods, although that sounds pretty nice. It means creating little pockets of silence during the day. Here's a simple habit. Try this for 5 minutes. Turn off the phone. Step away from the screens. Just sit. Host sits on a park bench, eyes closed, soaking in the stillness. Maybe you'll hear the birds. Maybe you'll hear your own thoughts. But in that space, you give God room to speak. Sometimes, silence is where we rediscover peace. It's in those quiet moments that we remember we don't have to have all the answers, because we know the one who does. Speak life over your day. Words are powerful. Proverbs 18:21 tells us, "The tongue has the power of life and death." What we say to ourselves and to others shapes the way we see the world. But let's be honest, friend. Sometimes the words we speak to ourselves aren't the kindest. Cut to the host, pausing, looking at themselves in the mirror with a thoughtful expression. I used to start the day saying, "I'm too tired, I'm not ready, I can't handle this." But one morning I felt a nudge in my spirit. What if you spoke truth instead? So I tried something different. The host begins speaking confidently to their reflection. I am loved. I am equipped. I can handle whatever comes my way today because God goes before me. It felt strange at first, but over time those words stuck. They started to shape how I saw the day, not as something to endure, but as something to embrace. Try it with me. Tomorrow morning, stand in front of that mirror and speak life over your day. You don't have to get it perfect. Just start with this. I am a child of God, and that is enough. Surrender the day to God. After all is said and done, after the breathing, the gratitude, the quiet, and the words of life, there's one final step that changes everything. Surrender. Psalm 37:5 says, "Commit your way to the Lord. Trust in Him, and He will do this." It's easy to hold on tight to our plans, isn't it? We map out our day, hoping things go just right. But here's the truth I've learned. When we let go, that's when God steps in. Cut to a shot of the host closing their journal and folding their hands in prayer. Each morning I pray a simple prayer. I say, Lord, this day is yours. Lead me where you want me to go. Help me love the people you place in my path, and let your peace guide my steps. Sometimes that day goes exactly as planned, and other times, not so much. But when I remember that I don't have to control every outcome, there's a freedom that fills the space where worry used to be. Friend, whatever today holds for you, know this. God walks beside you. You don't have to carry it all. Just open your hands and let Him hold the day. So there you have it. 5 simple steps to transform your day. Breathe with purpose. Practice gratitude. Quiet the noise. Speak life. Surrender the day to God. It doesn't take hours or complicated routines, just a few small shifts, and suddenly the day feels different. And remember, you're not walking this alone. God's grace meets you right where you are. I'll see you next time, friend. Until then, take a deep breath and trust the one who holds your day. Fade to black, with soft music and a simple message on the screen. Find rest in His presence today. Before we wrap up, I'd love to invite you into a moment of reflection. Sometimes the best way to let these steps take root is to write them down, to give space for God to speak to your heart through stillness and prayer. So, grab a notebook or even just a piece of paper and let's reflect together. I'm going to walk you through a few simple prompts. Take your time, pause the video if you need to. This is your moment to breathe and invite God into your day. Let's start with step 1, breathing with purpose. Take a deep breath right where you are. Now exhale slowly. As you breathe, ask yourself, what am I holding on to today that I need to release? Write it down. It could be a worry, a decision, or just the weight of the week. Pause. Now next to it, write these words. God is with me. Let this be your reminder today. Whatever you're carrying, you don't carry it alone. Practicing gratitude. Next, let's practice gratitude. Write down 3 things you're grateful for right now. It could be something big or small, a person, a moment, even a sunrise. After you write them down, pause for a second and thank God for each one. Pause. If you can't think of anything, start with this. I'm grateful for today. Quiet the noise. Let's move into quieting the noise. Write this question in your journal. What distractions are keeping me from hearing God's voice today? Be honest with yourself. Is it busyness, worry, or just too much noise? After you write, take a moment and sit quietly, even for 30 seconds. Ask God to meet you in the stillness. Speak life. Now, let's speak life over our day. Write down 3 affirmations grounded in truth. Here are a few ideas to start with. I am loved by God. I am equipped for today. God's peace leads me. Say them out loud, even if it feels a little strange. Sometimes we need to hear the words to believe them. Finally, let's surrender the day. Write this prayer. Lord, I give this day to you. Lead me where you want me to go. If there's anything specific you feel led to release, a fear, a plan, or even just the need for control, write it down beneath that prayer. Take a deep breath, and as you exhale, imagine handing it over to God. Thank you for taking this time to reflect. These small moments, just you, a pen, and God's presence, can change so much more than just your day. They shape your heart. I hope these 5 steps stay with you and become part of your rhythm. And remember, transformation doesn't happen all at once. It happens one quiet moment at a time. If this video brought you peace today, I'd love for you to share it with someone who might need the same. And if you'd like more moments like this, subscribe for weekly reflections. Until next time, may your day be filled with grace, and may you find rest in His presence. Fade to black with soft music continuing. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Matthew 11:28.